All right, this is Ebony again, a.k.a. Fit Mom Diva of Simplicity Health Style, and today we are talking to Miss Jazmine. Jazmine, how are you today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk to us a little bit about your purpose and your branding and help inspire and encourage other people. You're going to be listened to all around the world. So you guys that are listening, these people actually have lives. And she is a busy lady, but she's taking time to share a little bit of her success story to help empower and motivate you. So Jazmine, tell us to start off with one motivational quote that really gets you going, that inspires you.
So one motivational quote that really, really gets me going is you will never influence the world by trying to be like it. I think something with that is I, as a child, spent so much time trying to mold and conform and be just like the world and just like what I saw. And it wasn't until I began to truly embrace, okay, no, this is who I am. I'm a little different. I can be goofy, I can be silly, but I'm me and I'm purpose by design to be myself. And that is how I can be more impactful instead of trying to emulate or copy everyone else that I've been around. So I love that quote.
Yes, I love that. And when we truly live our authentic selves, we discover that things kind of align with us much better than if we tried to imitate someone else. And a lot of times it's more difficult to imitate someone else. It's a lot easier just to be yourself.
It's exhausting. Yes, to be honest with you.
With having said that, with your branding and your purpose, what is it that really drove you into becoming more of who you are and impacting women the way that you currently do?
So one of the things is, so I am a Christian, so I have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And so for me, I think the biggest thing that has changed my life is who he called me to be and who he created me to be. And so I think one of the things that our world lacks is people that are just honest, people that are transparent. And then when you get into the world of social media, it becomes that much more apparent how much of a highlight reel we see and how easy it is to get lost in comparison or feeling, that you may not be keeping up with the societal standpoint as far as career, success, relationships, different types of checkpoints or progressive moments that you feel like you're behind, or you feel like you're not making the strides that you should be making, or you're doing something wrong, right? You think internally, there's something wrong with me. There's something that I'm not doing. And so I think for me, my biggest thing is to just be honest and say, hey, I am struggling in this space, or I'm learning in this space, and that's okay. It's fine. Dealing with perfectionism as something that I've had to struggle through, I understand that it can be that much harder to go easy on yourself, or, okay, yes, I made a mistake, but this is not just for me, this is for others. And so honesty is my biggest thing when it comes to how I showcase myself, that it's okay to laugh, it's okay to take a break, it's okay to, I made a mistake, or I may not have done that right, but it's okay, right? We're human beings, and that's fine. And so falling back on Christ, as far as I'm concerned, is just so, so big. And I think more people need to see that to be able to be okay and rest within who they are for themselves. So,
yes, I love that. And it is when we begin to embrace who we are and act according to exactly who we are, that other people also see our light. So I'm sure with you stepping into who you are, you probably have that passion on your face that other people can see. And indirectly inspire other people to achieve their dreams as well, right?
That's the hope. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sometimes you brought up something that's extremely important, and that is with social media being a highlight reel, sometimes we can fall into this self-comparison. Like, well, maybe I should be doing this, or maybe I should be doing that, or why am I doing this? It's important to understand that there's a behind the scenes. We're not always going to talk about our behind the scenes, and we're not always going to post a picture of snot on our face, So essentially, it is going to be showing our most positive side. Tell us about a time when you may have not been able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and maybe there were some obstacles that you had to overcome, and you were actually able to realize those goals that you had set forth, even though you experienced obstacles.
So where do I start, right? One of the biggest things, so I am a worship leader. So I am a worship leader at my local church. I've sung my whole entire life, but I truly believe that one of my callings and my purposes is to lead worship. And so at a church, my church that I currently belong to, our worship pastor ended up injuring himself, and he ended up having to have knee surgery. He was not able to lead worship. And so for me, I knew that that was something I was growing into, but I had really gotten comfortable in a space of like, okay, I'm just going to support him. Like, I'm just going to stay behind him, even though I know that leading is something that I know that I'm supposed to do. And so when I found out that I would be leading, that in and of itself was like, wait, hold on, what's going on here? And I began to feel all of the pressure and feel all of the intensity and feel all of the weight of, okay, I have to lead. I have to make sure these people know what they're supposed to be doing. I have to make sure I do this, and this, right? Because we stream all around the world, and then we have a congregation of 1,000+ people. So it's not, this is something where I'm more in the forefront, where it can be challenging, right? It can be, and even though I'm used to it from a support standpoint, when it's just me leading and flowing and directionally leading the worship service as God leads me to, that can be challenging. And I really took on the pressure of feeling like I had to figure it out. I had to solve it by myself. I couldn't go to anyone. I couldn't be, just broken or have any struggles or concerns or frustrations. And one of the toughest lessons, honestly, to this day that I had to learn is I cannot put it all on myself. I cannot make this decision or make these calls by myself, especially from a worship standpoint. That's not even about me. You know what I mean? It's not even my thing. It's not being an entertainer, where that's one type of avenue. This is worship, right? So this is led by God anyways. And so what I had to learn, even in the midst of those 6 to 8 weeks that I was leading the church, multiple services and things like that in worship, I learned that it's God leads me to those things. Or even separate from worship, as you are navigating through struggles and trials and things, it's like, what can I learn from this? Instead of feeling like, why is this happening to me? Why is this, woe is me, right? And again, we have those moments where we can break down a little bit, pick ourselves back up. But like, instead of going, why is this happening to me? What can I learn from it? This obviously is happening for a reason. And I think that was how I was able to overcome that challenge, so that the next time that I am put in a space to lead, I will be that much more leaning on God and saying, okay, hey, you got it. I don't know how to do this. But trusting that I was equipped for that time, regardless of whatever this is. So.
Yes. I love that. And a lot of times we in our Western culture society believe that we can do everything and we don't need anybody.
Yes.
or we just need a little bit of your help. We don't really need a whole lot of your help.
Smidge, though. Not enough where I'm like messed up, but just a little bit, on the back end.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So being able to fully trust God and surrender and really know that He has your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for some people to get to that point where they really believe that.
Girl, so much.
Tell us about a time where you felt like you were the most influential to someone.
I think so. I have a friend who, and we used to work together, and she was, it's funny because at my job, I am I won't say the only person, the only believer there, but I am mainly the one that they look at when something happens, right? Or if somebody has an issue or somebody has a problem. And it's almost kind of like I wouldn't say they study me, but I think sometimes based on my answers to certain conversation and certain dialogue, how it is rooted, you know what I mean? And so sometimes I think that can just sometimes take people by surprise in general. But there was one girl in particular who I worked with, and I talked about just being myself and how even as a believer, you still can be a regular person. You can still laugh and make jokes and have fun. And so I would explain to her about my relationship with Christ, even in the midst of being a part of a church. And it's so funny because she said when she grew up, she learned that you don't ask God questions. You don't challenge him. You don't say, hey, God, I'm mad at you. You don't do any of that. You just take it for what it is. And what I explained to her was, if you're in a relationship, you're able to be that much more honest. You're able to be, again, right? Honesty, transparency. You're able to be that much more honest. And so I think with her, she was so blown away by me saying, no, you can challenge God in the space of like, no, I'm frustrated right now. I'm hurting right now. I'm upset. And he wants to hear those things. And so for her to hear me say that, especially seeing as how I always seek to carry myself as appropriately as I can, recognizing that this isn't about me. And I think that really blew me away, even as someone that was able to motivate and inspire her in that space with regards to just being honest and transparent. So
yes, I think we need a whole lot more transparency.
yes,
I think that's the best way to communicate, and then people's feelings don't get as hurt, even when you feel like
right.
what I'm about to say is going to hurt someone's feelings. If they can accept the fact that you're being real and transparent with them, they'll get over that. What they won't get over is a blatant lie.
Yes. Or just like the super like fake stuff. It's like, there's enough people that are being fake. You know what I mean? I just want somebody that's real.
Exactly. I love the way that your Instagram page is set up. And sometimes with people feeling like they have a dream that maybe they've had since they were a child, that they don't quite have the level of support that they feel they need to get their word out or to get their idea off the ground and to impact people in the way that they would like to. And I believe that everyone really does have support. That support might not look the way that they expected it to look.
Right.
But this online world, I believe that everybody has support. Tell us something that someone could do if they are looking to get their brand established, they're looking to walk in their purpose, or they have an excellent collaboration idea, and maybe their immediate family doesn't really understand what it takes for them to be successful, or they might understand, but they're not providing the level of support that they need. Maybe they don't even have a church family. Maybe they don't even believe in God. What is something that someone could do to get that support that they're seeking in order to get that dream going?
So I come from two spaces. So the first space, obviously from a spiritual space, is if you are trying to seek to understand who God is, ask him to show himself to you. Ask him to create a unique experience that is relatable specifically to them. Okay, God, show yourself to me in a way that I know for a fact that you exist. This Jesus Christ person, who is that? I mean, like, what does that even mean, right? And then what are the ideas? I feel like I want to do this, but I just don't know how. Connect me with those people, right? That's a spiritual space. Asking God to create that space and create those opportunities for you. Now, from a natural or human being standpoint, or what we can do as people standpoint, I think one thing that I really try to embrace is just, I follow people that inspire me. So I follow people based off of hashtags, based off of just different names. Because I mean, your explore page, even though from a certain angle can be dangerous, if you go through it and filter it appropriately, there are some inspiring people because your Instagram already reads what you like, the things that you like, right? And so I think even off of that, you're able to comment and collaborate. That's what's so cool about social media, is that you're able to connect and collaborate. You and I connected, right, via social media and not having met before and supporting one another. And I think hashtags are so important. I think being always just keeping your eyes open for inspiration. If you see someone that's doing something, if you run into somebody at the grocery store and you want to get into fashion and you see their fashion, well, go up to them and say, hey, I think you look awesome. I've never met you, madam, but just take a leap of faith and encourage someone else that is doing what you want to do. Learn from them. YouTube is like a university in and of itself. You can learn anything on YouTube as far as I'm concerned. I sit and watch YouTube videos more than I watch television because it's so awesome to be able to learn and to grow within myself in the lane that I want to get into. So those are some ways that I think at least are a start, and then you'll connect from people. Then you'll start to get that feedback. Then you'll start to connect. And before you know it, you do have a team behind you and support as you're supporting them as well, which is awesome.
Yes. Tell us about when stressors get in the way, external stressors. So you have a mission and a vision and a purpose. Define what that is. But external circumstances keep you from progressing as quickly as you want to. What do you do in those situations where you just have so much going on that it derails you from where you expect it to be?
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because I'm literally going through that and working through that as we speak. So that's really funny that you mentioned that today. One of the things that I'm learning is that I have to just take a step back and go, okay, hold on. Everything that I'm doing, what's mandatory? Like mandatory from a physical standpoint. You got to eat, you got to sleep, right? Okay, I have to go to work so I can pay my bills. Yes. spiritual standpoint. I have to pray. I have to talk to God on a daily basis. I have to, do all of those things. And then everything else, going through and sorting and organizing your time. Yeah. You only get so much time in a day. And for whatever reason, there are people that are making better use of their time than others.
Right.
Go through and really be honest and say, okay, what am I doing with my time? 1, 2, what I'm learning, and I have to literally challenge myself and was dealing with over the weekend and so many things is it really life or death? Like, seriously, is it life or death? Like, am I going to die if I don't do this? 1, does it have to be done today? Like, does it have to be done today?
Right.
Okay, yes, we would like it to be done. Oh, yeah, I would like a lot of things to be done today. But does it have to be done today? And then also being patient with myself. I'm so hard on myself. I give myself so much criticism, and taking a step back and going, hey, no, recognize what you're doing positive, right? Recognize what you're doing good, where you've excelled, where you have triumphed, and I think that's ways to kind of help take the pressure off a little bit and to kind of help you to rest too, which is another thing. Rest. You can't do much if you're running on E. So getting the rest, I think all of those keys are super important when it comes to managing, dealing with stress and anxiety and stuff like that.
Yes, thank you. And we do need to take time to rest. I think that in our society, it's so rush, 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 go, 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 and busy is glorified. And so people get used to stress. They don't understand what it's actually like to not have very much stress. They're just used to it. They've been feeling that way their entire life. They've been feeling anxiety and depression and scatterbrain all their life, and they feel like because people around them are also experiencing that, well, that's what we should be experiencing. Life is hard and life is chaotic, and in all actuality, it doesn't have to be that way. I didn't realize that until I traveled out of the country and realized that people don't have very much at all, but they genuinely are much happier and joyful.
They're so much more at peace. It's crazy.
Yes. And nothing.
Like nothing. It's crazy. Yeah.
So like there has to be something that we're doing wrong.
Yes, obviously we're missing it, but
I
guess
I'm always trying to push simplicity and de-stressing and coming back to who you are. And I think that you find who you are in those quieter moments. Not that every moment will be quiet, but you find who you are in those quieter moments. A lot of times people say, well, I would love to pursue my dreams, but I just don't have time. I don't have time for that. I wish I did, but I just don't have time. When things slow down, then I will discover who I am and live my purpose. And I say things will never slow down, okay?
Ever.
As long as you have that mindset, things will not slow down. You just have to pick a time to get started. And a lot of times, baby steps is what's essential.
Like one step at a time. I told myself, I look at and I have to not get lost in the concept of comparison, right? Which is what we talked about. Even though I can say it, it still happens to me constantly. And I saw this, it was a tweet or something, and it was talking about, don't feel like you have to have all the answers or a master plan today. Maybe just start with being more disciplined, right? Start with being more organized. Start with, okay, maybe put an hour today. If you can't afford to leave, especially for those of us who want to be entrepreneurs and those of us who want to be not necessarily work for someone else, but make our own dreams come true. It's okay to let your 9 to 5 fund the project right now, 1. And I think also 2, maybe just devote an hour. Give yourself 60 minutes where you're reading or you're pouring into yourself, or give yourself 60 minutes where you're writing or blogging or building or learning or whatever it is you want to do. You know what I mean? Right. And it's hard to feel like, well, I have to be able to do all of this right now.
Right.
Well, no, you don't have to. Today it's fine. Even if it happens you're building towards the next 5 years. 5 years from now, you'll be happy for the time you did right now, even if it's an hour 3 times a week. So
even if you did an hour a week, by the end of the month, that's 4 hours.
And that's still more, right, than what you would have been before.
For 4 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Jazmine, thank you so much. You really offered some awesome value tips that we can all utilize at any stage in the game, no matter where we are in the game. And those of you that listen to the end, if you want a community of ladies that will help support you, I have a Nutrition for Busy Women Facebook group, and I'll include all the contact info and links in the comments in the description box. Join us, because what Jazmine said is key. You need to surround yourself with people that are inspiring to you. And the more frequently that you do that, you're naturally just going to glide in that direction. Just the same way that if you are surrounding yourselves with people that really are not doing anything with themselves, they're always making a lot of excuses of why they can't do this, why they can't achieve this. Well, you're actually going to glide in that direction too.
Right, absolutely.
Surround yourself with people that are on the up and up. And we don't just talk about nutrition in the sense of the food that we consume. This is also the way that we feed our bodies spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
Yep.
And you're going to realize that you need those people during those times that you're struggling the most, because you're not going to stay down in the dumps for long when you're constantly surrounded by those messages of positivity and being your best self. So you guys get around, if not my community, somebody's community that's going to push you forward.
Absolutely.
Jazmine, thank you so much. Do you have any lasting words of encouragement that you could provide to the listeners?
Honestly, I mean, I want to connect with you. I want to encourage you. I want to be friends. You know what I mean? I would love to just learn more about you and hear your stories and stuff. And I know that Ebonie said that she would post all of my contact information below. But if you want to connect with me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is Jazmine, Jazmine, Raquel, Raquel, or my website, jbygrace.com. You can email me anything. I would love to just hear from you. But seriously, just keep going. If you wake up every day, that's obviously for a reason, because there are plenty of people who do not, whether it's by their own doing or not. There are plenty of people who don't. And so obviously there's something else that you need to do, which is why you continue to get up. So keep going, be encouraged. Okay, you made a mistake, learn from it. That's a lesson you didn't have before. So that should propel you that much further. Don't use it as a crutch to hold you back, but more to spring you forward. So just be encouraged. You all are incredible. Ebonie's incredible. And it's just awesome just to be connected with such strong women and just motivate and keep each other up. So I think this is incredible. So just keep going. So.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. I really do. And for those of you that would like to share your own success story, please reach out to me. All of my contact info will be in the description box. Reach out to me and your message will be heard worldwide. So don't be shy. If there's a message that you need out there, you believe that other women can benefit from it, I would love to hear from you, and they would as well. You guys have an awesome day wherever you are in the world, and listen to our next episode. You'll be inspired by some more lovely ladies that are purpose driven, and that's going to help empower you. You guys have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon.